Hi everyone, Heather Paris here. I wanted to talk to you today about breaking bad news to children. I feel sad that I even have to make this video because I don't think that any kid should ever have to feel sad or go through any kind of tragedy, but it happens. That's part of life. So we can make it easier on them if we follow some simple guidelines. Now, I live here in upstate New York in America, but many of my clients live all over the world. I have a client over in Israel who recently had to deal with some tragedy, and she asked me how to talk about that to her young children. Unfortunately, with all of the wars and bombings and things that are going on over there, it's something that comes up a lot, and to just ignore it isn't going to help, because even though they live a very positive life, at the children's school, they talk about these types of things all the time. So here are some simple tips that can help you break bad news and help get your children through tragedy when it occurs. Number one, have a good cry before you tell the kids. Now, I'm a huge fan of keeping it real and letting your children see you have real emotions. However, you don't want to add to their trauma by letting them see you, mom or dad, really upset and overly emotional. It's okay to cry a little, especially when you're talking to the kids, but you are their security, so be strong. Discharge your emotions and have a good cry before you have the conversation and break the bad news that you have to give them. Number two, beware of creating negative anchors. Now that means speak to them about whatever you have to talk to them about in a secure location. Don't tell them bad news while you're hanging out in a crowded mall or at the dentist's office or something like that. Talk to them in a safe, secure place, maybe their bedroom or maybe in your living room, someplace that's warm and comfortable and relaxing for them. If you give them bad news somewhere else, it might make them actually afraid of that place. That's called creating a negative anchor. So be sure that they're in a place that's secure for them. Number three, give the facts, but not all of the details. You can tell them how things happen. You can talk to them about tragedy or deaths as they happen, but you don't have to give all of the details. It's enough, especially if the children are little, it's enough to say that somebody has died or passed away without telling them how it happened, especially if it's in the case of war or bombs or things like that. Don't give them any gory details. They don't need to hear it. Number four, respect and validate how the kids feel. Do not imply how they should feel. For example, don't say, "I know you must feel terrible and horrible about this." Just simply ask, "How do you feel?" Let them know that however they feel is okay. They don't, even if they say they don't really feel anything or they don't really care, let them know that that's okay too. Let them know that their feelings are absolutely valid. Number five, insert your faith as you know it. You are the one guiding your family, and your faith is what's important to your family, so teach your kids about that as well. Now, if you're a Christian, maybe you say, the person who's passed away is in heaven with Jesus, or whatever your faith. Or maybe you don't have any religion and you just say, well, they're gone, but they live in our hearts and our memories. Whatever your personal faith is, let the children know, because faith can be a very wonderful thing to help them get through any kind of crisis or loss. Number six, give them something to do to be proactive. That can mean engaging in religious traditions, or it could mean writing notes and letters or getting their feelings out by expressing it through writing or talking, or prayers. You know, a lot of families, religious families, will find peace in prayer. They could also make cards. If there's been a loss, they can make cards or draw pictures for the family. There are things that they can do that are positive that will help them stay positively focused. You don't want them focusing sheerly on the loss. No matter how big the tragedy is, there's always something positive that can be done as a result. So try to help them focus on the positive things that they can do. And lastly, let the kids know that they might be hearing about this in school or wherever in their community or in their church, but that they should still come to you and talk to you about it and really express their feelings and let you know what they're thinking. So some schools and some teachers might actually make kids feel worse than they do because they talk about the tragedy over and over. Maybe they put news clips on at school or whatever. And you can tell your kids that some people will handle the tragedy or the loss in a negative way, but they can be helpers. They can be proactive by suggesting to their friends the things that they could do or offering to help other people process through their feelings. Even little kids can do this. Little kids can say, I'm going to help you through this. I'm going to hold your hand, or I'm going to give you a hug, or how about we draw some pictures to send to the family or to the soldiers, or whatever it is. There's a million different ways that kids can be proactive and get involved so that they don't feel helpless. Most of the pain that comes from the feeling of not being able to do anything. So when you help them learn to be proactive instead of reactive, it's going to help ease their pain and their loss as well. No matter where you are in the world, the one thing that we all have in common is that we love and we lose and we go through grief and we come out on the other side either better or worse for it. That is our choice. The one thing that we can do is to help our children get through it and give them a sense of security and stability, even in a world where there isn't usually security or stability. But you, as their parents, you provide that for them. You provide them with love and stability and everything that they need, and they will be able to get through these challenges and these trying times. So stick with it. Talk to your kids, love them, hug them, hold them, mostly communicate with them, because that's the biggest thing that's going to really help them and really get them through these trying times. And to my friends over in countries where you're facing war and bombings and things like that, I want you to know that my prayers and my love and my family's prayers and love are going out to you, and I am always here if you need to reach out for anything. So I hope that these tips are helpful for you. This is the one thing that I can offer to you besides my love and my meditations for you. I hope that these tips will help to make your kids feel a little bit better. If you need anything, please reach out to me. I am Heather Paris. I can be found at liveinspirednow.com. I look forward to hearing from you all, and I love you all so much, and my wish for the world is that you all find some sort of peace in your own hearts, because that's where it is. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you.